Hello YouTube, this is Gora Radio Moscow here again with another beer review. Now this will be my first beer review from one of the Nordic countries. This is the Mikkeller Geek Bacon. Now I'm very excited to try this one for two reasons. I hear it's very similar to Schlenkerla Rauch beer from Bamberg in Germany. Now this is one that really started off my kind of love affair with beer, so it's got a bit of nostalgia with it, I guess. But also, I've heard very, very good things about the Mikkeller Brewery. I've never actually tried anything from this brewery, but my friend in America raves about these beers. So I'm very, very excited to try this one. And without further ado, I'll take you through a little bit of the history of this brewery. This is an interesting brewery to talk about. Now, Mikkeller are a microbrewery, or sometimes termed a gypsy brewery, based in Copenhagen in Denmark. They were founded in 2006 by homebrewers Christian Klaurup Keller, a good name for a brewer I have to say, and Mikkel Borg Bjergso. Now, for those of you wondering what a gypsy brewery is, basically it's a very, very small scale brewing operation, and they often make beer with very, very random flavours and ingredients, as you can tell with the name Beer Geek Bacon. But they often tend to make use of unused parts of the facility of bigger brewers as well. But owner Mikkel Bjergso has apparently, he's travelled the world and made 200 different types of beer using this very method. And interestingly, his brother Jeppe Jarnet Bjergso he's involved with Evil Twin Brewery, and they're also really, really good. I have a bottle of their stuff that I'll review for you at a later date, but it's an awesome brewery, I have to say. But like I say, the brewery doesn't own its own brewery, so obviously you can't go to Copenhagen and get tours and things like that. But they brew at a wide variety of host facilities in several different countries, and this includes Denmark, Norway, Belgium, the United Kingdom and the United States. Their home base as such then is the Mikkeller bar in Copenhagen, which I'll need to visit when I eventually make it to Copenhagen. But they also have a second bar in Copenhagen as well called Mikkeller and Friends, and they very recently opened one in San Francisco, California over in the States, and this is their first location out with Denmark. Now, the company have brewed over 600 varieties of beer, and this encompasses a vast array of flavours and ingredients, as you can tell as well with the name of this one. But interestingly though, Christian Keller parted ways with the company in 2007 because he didn't want to produce more than a handful of different types of beer. But since then, you know, the company has absolutely flourished. The 600 varieties of beer, I mean, you can't deny that. That's pretty impressive, I have to say. But it's said that the brewery itself drew inspiration from American craft beer. You know, in the States their mass-produced stuff is pretty rubbish, I have to say, but the craft beer over there is absolutely incredible, and I mean, they're not afraid to play with the rules, and this is the inspiration that Mikkeller have brought over to Europe. But basically, if you go and read the website, it says the aim of the company is basically to have beer being up there with champagne and wine, you know, for having it with gourmet foods and things. And I think it's a very, very good aim, and this is why you have all the different experimental types of beer. And from what I hear, it works out very, very well. But the big breakthrough for this company in the international beer market was when they had the idea of, as they describe it, they put a clean and simple idea of adding French press coffee to an oatmeal stout, and this resulted in the Beer Geek Breakfast, which was voted the #1 stout on the international beer forum ratebeer.com, and this is obviously the foundation for the Beer Geek series. This is where it all started. But you know, this is where Mikkeller's international success really took off. But after attending the Danish Beer Festival in 2006, they were courted by an American distribution company. Two of their representatives travelled to Denmark, and it resulted in the signing of a deal. So, you know, Mikkeller are very well distributed around the world. I believe it's 40 different countries they're distributed in now. But without further ado, we'll get on with trying this beer. Now, actually as well, while I remember, they have several different collaborations. They collaborate with Brewdog, Nonja from Norway, and Three Floyds. Incidentally, I've also done some Brewdog reviews if you want to check those out as well. But anyway, without further ado, we'll get on with the tasting of this beer. Now, as you can see, this is the label for this one. Now, Mikkeller beers tend to have their own style of label and things like that, and you'll get, if you drink these beers, you'll see what I mean. But the bottle cap on this one is absolutely blank, which is I have to say, a minor disappointment, but I'm very excited to try this beer. Some nice artwork on it. I'm going to keep this bottle, I think, since it's supposed to be similar to one of my favourite beers. But without further ado, we'll get this guy opened up. And this is a 7.5% rather smoked beer. I'm very interested to see how similar it is to Schlenkerla Rauch beer, like I said earlier. But we'll just get them out and have a little look. Oh, as you can see, this is a very, very dark beer, as you would expect from something with the name that's meant to be a smoked beer. As you can see, I've never seen one that's got quite as dark a head as that. You know, shining it over to the light on the window, there's absolutely no light passing through. It's got a nice foamy head on it. Yeah, that's a finger's head worth on this. Let's give it a smell. You know, overwhelmingly I'm getting some, you're getting roasted meat from it. Kind of smells like, you know, there's maybe a bit of coffee and some peat in there as well. It definitely has a coffee smell, which you would expect from smoked malts. Yeah, this is a really nice smelling beer. It doesn't actually smell very much like Schlenkerla, I have to say. But yeah, I'm getting, there's maybe a little hint of cinnamon in there, but yeah, very smoked malts, very like smoked meat as well. Kind of, there is a bit of peat in there. Yeah, and coffee. Really, it actually smells very coffee-like. As you can see, the head's dissipated slightly, but this one actually doesn't seem to leave much in the way of lacing in the glass, actually. Oh no, it does, it is now, since I've moved it around a little bit, actually. But yeah, let's give this a taste. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like the aroma. Roasted malts, definitely. Definitely is. There's a big kind of coffee taste in this. I am slightly getting the peat in it. It has a little bit of a bitter finish to it, I have to say. Yeah, definitely really roasted malts. You can taste maybe some kind of, not walnut, maybe some darker roasted nuts in there. Maybe chestnut, I'm not quite sure, yeah. But yeah, definitely a sort of coffee flavour to it. You get a lot of the roasted malts. It has a slightly bitter aftertaste to it. There's some kind of element of roasted chestnuts in there, which is quite cool, I have to say. But on the mouth, it's full bodied. There's a little hint of carbonation there. This is more a tasting beer, definitely, than this is more definitely a tasting beer than a drinking beer, I would say. This is probably the one that's kind of very good, you know, for eating with. This is probably a good steak beer, actually, and it's probably very nice for eating with some of the richer cheeses that you get and things like that as well, which would be really cool. I would be quite in. I maybe go and have a bit of cheese and try it with it. I think very good beer for drinking with, maybe. Dark chocolate actually would perhaps go well with this as well. But it's quite a nice beer. I have to say, in comparison to Schlenkerla Rauch beer, it doesn't have. It's not as assertive. It's not as memorable in that sense. It's more like a very dark kind of. I would say this is kind of similar to a coffee stout rather than the Rauch beer. But it's still very nice. It's interesting to try Mikkeller. Maybe. My friend had said that the Mikkeller lighter beers tend to be very good, but this one, I have to say, it's a very nice beer. Definitely give it a try if you get the chance to. But I would say, if you want a Rauch beer style of drink, then definitely go for the Schlenkerla Rauch beer. But anyway, I'm going to go off and enjoy the rest of this. Thanks again for watching my beer reviews. I'll be back with another one very shortly. I've got a good idea of what one I want to do next, but I have more Mikkeller beer as well, so you can rest assured there will be more Mikkeller beer reviews. But thanks again for watching. Please share my videos, like, subscribe, comment, you know, let me know different beers that I can review for you. Let me know your particular favourite Mikkellers, actually, because then I can look these up and see if I can get a hold of them. And but yeah, I shall be back soon with another beer review. Thanks again for watching, and I shall see you later. Cheers.